What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News, and today I want to discuss UFC 284's main event super fight between Alexander Volanovski and Islam Makhachev for the UFC lightweight belt. But guys, before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. All right, guys, getting right into it. We got a really exciting super fight on our hands. Volk is trying to claim double goal. He's already the 145 champ. He's moving up to 155 to challenge the new 55 champ, Islam Makhachev. And there's a lot of implications. I mean, you got Volk, who's 25-1, going against Islam, who's 23-1. Islam's coming over an extremely impressive, dominating, suffocating fight against Charles Oliveira, where he just completely smothered him. He wore him down, used that Dagestani wrestling to just perfection, and just completely wore down Dubrox Oliveira. It was just an extremely impressive performance, just to kind of cap off all of the lore that was going into that fight with him being the next Khabib, I suppose, you know. And then you have Volk, who is, I think a lot of people are writing him off still, which is weird. He's like the most underrated champion in like the history of the UFC, in my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I thought Max beat him in that second fight and all that stuff. I was definitely like on that Max Holloway train. But after that last fight, it was just like, you cannot deny Alexander Volkanovski as the best 145er in the world and damn near pound for pound best fighter in all of mixed martial arts. Like, what he's been able to accomplish, the fights that he's had against Korean Zombie, Brian Ortega, Max Holloway 3 times, completely stifled Jose Aldo, murdered Darren Elkins, knocked out, retired Chad Mendez, basically. I mean, to sit there and just show his resume over the last 4 or 5 years has just been insanely impressive. And going against a guy like Islam Makhachev, who seems to be very big for 155, going against a guy who's so short in stature is Alexander Volkanovski. A lot of people say that's going to be his biggest challenge, but honestly, it could be his biggest advantage. You know, he could definitely, with his style being such a brick wall at 145 and his size and height, he kind of has that leverage. He might be kind of tougher to take down with him being so small and stocky with a guy like Islam Makhachev, right? But that Dagestani wrestling seems to be like unanswered. Like, nobody's been able to kind of figure those guys out. So I'm very interested to see what Volk is going to have in store to defend those takedowns and defend that wrestling and kind of fight his own fight. I don't expect him to move back much. I expect him to be the brick wall that he always has been. He just kind of is able to just march these dudes down and just beat the fuck out of them. It's just he's just, like, I hate to say like retard strength, but like that just kind of seems to be like what it is. Like, he's just able to run these dudes over. And with his background in rugby, we used to walk around at like, I was like 219, I think is what he used to walk around at. So he's been able to use that. Sorry, guys. He's been able to utilize and keep that athleticism and that power, that size all the way down to 145. His legs are like fucking tree trunks. So I really don't think I don't think there's going to be much of a difference in the power. It's just the big size disadvantage that he's going to have. But I honestly think it's going to work to his advantage. I think his strength, his ability to be the bully, his tie clinch. I think him and Islam almost have just such similar styles that I think it's going to match up really well in this. You're basically going to have an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. I hate to quote The Dark Knight because it's kind of cheesy, but that is kind of like what we're going to see, I think, in this fight. And you're going to have two dudes who it's just going to be a battle of wills. Who's going to be the tougher guy? Who's going to be the stronger guy? Who is going to be able to get the fight to the ground and control the fight? And I mean, gun to my head, this is a tough one. Like, this is honestly one of the toughest ones because every time I've gone against Alexander Volkanovski, he proves me wrong every single time. But I said that about Charles Dubrox Oliveira in the fight leading up to Islam, and Islam just fucking murdered him. So I'm so torn in this fight because I think that Alex definitely has what it takes to stop Islam. Islam's been stopped before, but ever since that one knockout loss, he's really looked unstoppable, crushing, suffocating. His fight against Drew Dober, Bobby Green, they really had no answer to his top game. It was just, he just smothered them. He just bullied them, big brothered them. His fight against Cajun Johnson, I remember a while back, I think that was Alvarez and Poirier too. I remember that fight, like, I was like, oh man, this dude's good. Like, he's on a different level than a lot of these guys, and So is Alexander Volkanovski, and I think he is number one pound for pound since Usman lost his belt. So I'm going to be very interested to see if he's able to stop the takedowns or be able to reverse it on the ground or get back to his feet, maybe negate that Dagestani leg tie up that they are able to do on their top game and kind of get the fight to the fence and kind of just control them and beat the shit out of them. I'm really interested in what Volk is going to do, and I think if anybody's going to be able to get it done, it's going to be Volkanovski. I guess that's the closest to prediction I can get. He's just going to have to be able to be a brick wall. He's going to have to make Islam move backwards. He's going to have to be the bully in this fight for him to win. And that's pretty much the exact same formula that Islam has to do. Both of these guys have to put the pressure on one another, make the other break, get it to the ground, get it on top, and smother the other one. I don't really expect a knockout in this fight. But then again, I mean, the way Alexander looked in his last fight with Max Holloway, and especially the fight before that with the Korean Zombie, it was just like he's just reached a whole nother level of confidence, strength, his weapons. He's able to just put it all together. He just seems like this perfect mixed martial arts specimen, you know, and it's been very interesting to see. It's been a wild ride, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen moving forward. Guys, I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys think Volkanovski is going to be the double champ, or if you guys think that Islam is just going to be too much for him and send him back to 145. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section. Guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. All right, guys, Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.